Welcome to the third episode of the Game of Growth. Today, I welcome someone who is a podcaster himself, who has 5 million plus LinkedIn views. He is the most viewed writer on Quora as well, and he helps companies generate B2B leads. Meet Nitin Bajaj, the founder and CEO of Easyleadz. How is everything going, Nitin? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for asking, and thank you for inviting me to this podcast. It's super amazing to be on the other side of the table for a change.
You're most
And
welcome.
yeah, and as far as how it's going great. I think this new normal has in fact bring in a lot of opportunities for us.
Indeed.
While I understand a lot of companies obviously are facing the downfall, but fortunately, it's been a growth cycle for us.
Right. So how long have you been here in the B2B industries? I can see that you are a startup guy. You also have started multiple startups. Let us know your journey so far.
So I started working as a sales engineer back in 2009. It's been almost 10 years now while being into sales and being into B2B industry. I started with a German company called Kuka Robotics while, fresh graduating from my mechanical engineering from YMCA Faridabad. I did that and I did it for around 4 years where I was handling the North India market and was responsible for spearheading the sales for a robotics company wherein we were installing robots in the manufacturing industry, like for building up cars, building up washing machines and LG and all of these manufacturing industries. They deploy robots. So we were basically working with all those OEMs and automotive companies and pushing our robots to build up their automotive lines, entire manufacturing lines. That was my first gig being into the B2B industry, and that's where obviously the sales gene or how to find the right leads, right opportunities comes into picture. Wherein I was simply going back and forth in a lot of these industrial areas. Some of time I just simply walk in at the security gate and then try to pretend that I already have an appointment with the purchase manager, and just to get inroads into the office. I sometimes even figure out who are the competitors by looking at the visitor book, who have already been there, just to get a competitor survey. So I've done all of those things which most salespeople talk about, and then slowly went into the roads. After that, I done MBA from IIT Delhi for 2 years. I took a break from my job. From 2013 to 15, I did my MBA from there. And then after that, right after the college, even while I was in college, I started my first company called Get My Looks, which was way back, way even before Urban Clap came into picture. So we were the first one delivering beauty services at home. It went really good for a while I was in college. We did that, but unfortunate incident happened for the Uber rape case that happened in India, in Delhi. So we had
Right.
to stop our services because there was a security flaw. Investors detected that there could be some sort of similar incident that could happen in your business model. Although everyone is running now those kind of services at this stage or at this point, but back then we had this issue and we had to shut it off. So I started again a different venture called Sponsify Me. Right after shutting my first venture, I started Sponsify Me, which was a marketplace connecting the brand managers with the event managers for raising sponsorships. And we scaled it up for like a place wherein we were able to get around 300 plus brands, including Pepsi, Coke, Z Cinemas. We got a lot of event organizers like IFI Awards, Rio Olympics to be a part of the platform. We were doing it great, but then we realized, the problem that happened is you can't scale it because it was becoming more of an agency.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, those were the so in a way, I started 2009 as a sales. I continued for till today in B2B industry.
Great. That's great.
I mean, I don't know how much time I have. I can keep on going on the story. Yeah, otherwise.
So, Nitin, the growth and success of every business, it depends on its ability to attract new customers, be it through the events, through free product offerings, through partnerships and other channels. But how important is it for a business to use the lead generation tools? Who are your customers?
So, I mean, our customers range from small SMEs and startups towards big and large organizations like Microsoft, Uber, Dell, Amazon, Salesforce, SAP, Oracle. If you talk about startups, companies like you and Upgrad, all of these companies are using our tool and solutions. So any company who do B2B sales can be our customer. That's a market. So if you want leads for business to business domain, you can use the tools or solutions that we have. So that pretty much covers all the spectrum, all the industries. Whoever is selling to any other business can use the tool. That way we have more coverage, or we are not limited to a specific set of customers.
Correct. But the question is how important it is for the businesses to use tools like yours.
Super important, I believe, because especially if you talk about this corona era, right now, if you talk about, so what our tool does is it gives you the direct contact numbers of people you want to touch base with. Now, if you will notice, especially during this lockdown, most of the people are home. You can't reach out to them over emails. They may not have access to the emails. You can't reach out to their company offices. You can't walk in to meet them. You can't really call on their board line number because no one is going to available on the board line or company numbers. So that where it becomes even more important for you to have a lead generation tool like this, which gives you direct inroads and direct access to decision makers that you want to reach out with, and it makes your sales team efficiency and productivity very important, very amazing. It scales your sales.
Correct. Correct. Nitin, you are a digital marketer as well, and you talk about growing your website traffic organically from 100 visitors to 2,000 visitors every day, and Alexa ranking to under 10K, and all this in just a span of 3 months. What techniques were employed to achieve these milestones?
Yeah, I mean, now the traffic have gone up to 5,000 a day, and the Alexa rank have gone down to around 3,000. So that's the new stat. Um, but yes, so what we did when we realized that Google loves you back if you share and push very amazing and unique content and structured content to Google. That's the whole key to understanding the Google algorithm. A lot of people, what they do is just to get backlinks or just to push content, they keep on writing, content, but they don't realize why a specific content is ranked higher, why a specific content is pushed in Google algorithm, and why the others are not. The reason is A, you need to have a unique content. B, you need to have a content which is super structured. That's what we did with our Easy Leads pages. So what we used is we created an automated algorithm using which we created every day, we created around 2000 pages of companies as well as people and indexed them on Google. For example, if you type on Google Microsoft HR head contact number, you will find the first 2 3 results, out of which one of the result would be Easy Leads page. So the intent where the user is typing in the Google search is Microsoft head HR contact number, and then they see Easy Leads page on Google. That is where the intent and the content matches. That's where Google pushes our content on top, because they realize that this is the website which is closest and where the person can find what they are looking for. That's
Correct.
how we get first page results every time almost. And that's what drives 5,000 visitors every day, which is growing by 15-20% week on week.
Amazing. What specifically you did for to improve the Alexa ranking?
So Alexa ranking improved automatically. We didn't have to do anything. It basically improves when you have more visitors and more engagement on your
Mhm.
website. So we created, as I said, that algorithm started to index on the Google and started getting more and more people on our website every day. The website growth was happening organically. We were getting more and more visitors previously to the previous week, and then on top of that, what we created is sort of engagement opportunities on the website wherein people were able to engage with the website. So for example, you type on Google list of recently funded startups,
Correct.
so that's one of the other ways wherein we created a hack wherein we were bringing people from LinkedIn. It's a virtuous cycle. I'll explain you how it works. So if you
Sure.
type on Google recently funded startups, you will see our link on the top. If you click on that link, you will see a list of companies that have recently raised funding. Now, there are two call to actions in that page. First call to action is, if you want to download this list for free, then share this list on LinkedIn. It's an automated system. If you click on share, automatically a URL will be shared on LinkedIn on the profile of the person, and the free list will be downloaded with the person. Now what happens in the process, the person got the free list, on top of it we got free, you say, eyeballs on LinkedIn in the person's network. So now
Amazing.
more people will view our list on LinkedIn, which is our audience anyways. LinkedIn is the most prime audience for us. They will view, there is a list which is available on Easy Leads of recently funded startups. Now more people will come by clicking on LinkedIn. So that's a cycle. So now you click on that link, you come back to a website, you want that list, you share it on LinkedIn. So that's a cycle that created, which engages more people and brings on more traffic every time.
Amazing. So you have a tool mystery, which is quite an interesting name. I mean, of course, I would like to know the story behind it. But before that, how mystery is helping businesses in finding the leads? What are the parameters provided in the plans to filter out the potential prospects?
Sure. I mean, the tool is a Chrome extension. It gets installed on your Chrome browser with just a click of a button, and it helps businesses in finding the direct contact number of the other decision makers. So, for example, you view my profile on LinkedIn, and I'm not connected with you. I'm your second or third connection, or even if I'm your first connection, but you can't find my number. So the tool gives you my direct mobile number with just a click. You're browsing my profile, you believe I'm the right guy with you, for you who you want to speak to. You want to pitch me your solutions, you want to pitch me your services or opportunities, you want to contact me, but you don't have my direct access to the contact number. So
Hmm.
mystery gives you that opportunity. With just a click of a button, you can find my direct mobile number. It works globally. Like, you can right now, sitting here with just a click, you can find all the numbers for, let's say, all HR heads in the world, or all CFOs in the world, or a specific city. All you need to do is just, search on LinkedIn the right people. Let's say you want to target all the founders of companies that have more than 200 employees, and they are based out of Bangalore. Let's say that's your criteria for one of the solution that you have. So on LinkedIn, you search those using the advanced search feature available on LinkedIn. You will get a list of the people on LinkedIn anyway, which is available already to you. All you need to do is just browse these people one by one, just visit their profile, and the tool on the side will give you the numbers. And the
Hmm.
number gets added to an Excel sheet. You can download it anytime you want. So that easy is the tool for any business to find the numbers.
Right. And what are the filter options that are available in your tool?
Not sure about what sort of filter options. Can you rephrase the question?
Yeah, to specifically find the prospects.
So, as I said, the tool is not filtering anything. Filters are applied on the search, which is happening in LinkedIn.
Hmm.
So, for example, if you want to filter a specific industry, let's say you want to reach out to only retail companies, or people working in retail industry, or founders in retail industry, the filters are available in LinkedIn. All you need to do is just browse and filter people over there on LinkedIn, and then use the tool one by one on each profile, and that will give you the number. So there is no filter as such on the tool, because it will give you the number for whichever profile you are on.
Hmm. So that's a very simple way to enable people to actually let them find the important leads.
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn anyways gives you the functionality. So why to reinvent the wheel of
Hmm.
building up a search engine or giving you the search filter parameters? All, we are giving on top of it is that the access to the contact numbers. Now the best part is that a lot of people ask us, hey, I have not added my number on LinkedIn, or this person's number was available on your tool, but it
Hmm.
was not even on LinkedIn. So how
Okay.
did you get that? So that's one of the questions that people ask us. So we don't fetch numbers from LinkedIn at all. We have an algorithm which mines public data through different sources. It does not matter whether signing up the person have added their number on LinkedIn or not. We don't even correlate our tool with the LinkedIn profile. All we just capture from LinkedIn is the public URL, which is anyways public and available to everyone. And we
Mhm.
just use the public URL as a reference method to map the person identity with the number that we have.
Right. Also, you need to tell me the story behind Mr. E.
Well, I mean, I think so. That goes, all the credit goes to my co-founder, Amit.
Okay.
So, we were thinking on what to name the tool. And I think he's a very big fan of the show called The Robots.
Okay.
So he just simply, I think he liked that nerd stuff because he's a techie. So he just said, "Hey, why don't we keep it super simple and just say Mr. E, because E is the short form of Easy Leads."
Okay.
So that way we just, because Easy Leads the main company that we run. That's the main parent organization. It's Easy Leads. So that is how he came up with the name Mr. E, and we said, "Yeah, that's cool. Looks cool. Sounds cool. Just go for it." So that's how it took us 5 minutes literally to decide the name.
Indeed, it is very cool. So,
Thank you.
being your customer, how do I make sure of the accuracy of the leads? So, what standards do you follow for emails and contact details? Details, because as a customer, I would not want the lead data to be mismatched, or if it's the old data and not the updated one. What's the procedure for that?
Sure. So technically, I mean, no tool in the world can give you 100% accuracy because it's not scalable. It's not, possible until you do manual intervention.
Agreed.
So usually the accuracy is 85-90%. That's the standard accuracy globally for our tool. And you will find it similar whichever tool you opt for of the similar nature. But on top of that, for the Indian market, what we do is we give you 100% accuracy commitment. Meaning, for example, if you found 100 numbers and out of that you found 5-7 numbers which are invalid or out of service or wrong. So in the tool, you have the option to report such invalid contacts and your credit will be refunded back to you. So you only pay for 100% accurate and valid data.
Right. And how does this credit system work here?
So there are different subscription plans. Like once you avail a free trial for 5 credits, after that you take either a monthly subscription plan depending on your team size, depending on your, how many credits or contacts per month you want to use or fetch from the tool. So, for example, the basic plan that we have starts with just 2,000 rupees a month, in which you get 40 contacts in a month. And that's automated renewal, just like Netflix. If you don't cancel it in 30 days, it gets automatically renewed. Then we have higher plans, 5,000 rupees per month plan, in which you get 130 contacts, 10,000 per month plan, in which you get 300 contacts. So all pricing plans are tiered in a way wherein the volume based discounted is already added. So monthly and annual plans both are available depending on the size of the company. A lot of people opt for the top plan, that is 10,000. If you're an individual, most likely the people that opt for the plan is 2,000 per month plan.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
Nitin, as a customer, I can use any lead generation platform that would be suitable for me based on certain criteria. Since yours is a lead generation platform itself, what are the different ways that you implement to specifically acquire new customers?
Sure. I mean, yeah. So what we usually do is I do a lot of social selling. I believe in social selling a lot. So that's the reason you may find me, pushing out a lot more content on LinkedIn. And the way I do it is by not directly promoting my tool at all. What I write about content on LinkedIn or Quora is B2B lead generation, sales as an industry at large. So I talk about what happens in sales. I share my experiences of sales. And then in a subtle way, when people, read my content, they understand what I do, they come back to me and ask me, "Hey, can you help us?" So if you notice the LinkedIn profile of mine, it says helping companies generate B2B leads.
Correct.
Nowhere I mention in my headline that I'm, pushing my mystery tool or I am the founder. It is in my description in the bottom, but not on the headshot. So on
Right.
the headshot, you will find me pushing what do I do as a person and how can I help you. That's how I promote, that's how I push my personal brand to drive business for mystery or easy leads. That is one of the most important factor, and that's why I get around 5 million views in the last 6 months. which drives a lot of traffic to our website, a lot of people reaching out to me, emailing me, asking how can I help them. The other is cold emails. So since we are a database company, finding data for us is not that big of a challenge,
Mm-hmm.
and we do a lot of cold email campaigns and reach out to the sales and marketing managers of different companies, and we get around 15 to 20% of reply rates on the cold emails using different techniques, segmenting by comparing different subject lines, understanding, keeping these emails short. And what I do is, whichever campaign I do, whatever learnings I have in the cold emails, I used to put and create a content of them and then push it on LinkedIn. So both of my experiments go back and forth, wherein one experiment on LinkedIn becomes a cold email template,
Mm-hmm.
one cold email experience becomes a post on LinkedIn. Then SEO, as I said, we get 5,000 visitors now every day on our website. That drives a lot of signups automatically to mystery tool, and it's a do-it-yourself tool. So a lot of time people just sign up, they try, they don't even talk to us, they simply go and subscribe. So it's automated. Then we have referrals. So if you are one company, so you could imagine the referral or word of mouth. In your company only, one of your employee used the tool, or maybe you have used the tool and then you referred it to someone else in your organization. So
Right.
that is how we get amplified, signups from even one company. A lot of times 50-50 people sign up. That is how we get referrals or word of mouth signups, and that increases our user base. In just 3 months, we have got to a stage wherein we now are touching almost 9600 users.
Oh, that's amazing. So
Yeah.
once you are done with acquiring new customers, next process which comes is to retain them, and retaining is an important process for every business. How is EasyLeads retaining its customers through marketing strategies?
Yeah, I mean, I think that starts with the product or the value the product drives. So for example, if your product can become a part of the process of the organization, retention will be very high. Like, if sales is done every month, if someone adopts mystery tool, they have to have numbers every month to get
Right.
to more customers, to reach out to more potential business opportunities. So it becomes a part of your process. I
Right.
mean, similar way, intercom. I'm sure you may be aware of intercom tool.
Yes.
So all these tools, or your tool, for example, if it becomes a part of the customer operation or the process the customer builds in, it's very hard for a company to let go of that particular process, because they don't do it every day. They don't adopt a tool every day. If they adopt it, they want to adopt it for a good period of time.
Right.
As long as the value is keep getting delivered every month, the retention is super high. So that, I think, starts with the product. And after that, obviously, you deliver what you promise. Like in our case, we promise 100% accuracy, so we deliver that. So people are happy, they wanted to retain it because they got what they wanted. And then third is most important is the customer support. So a lot of people reached out to us, emailed us saying, they had an opportunity or an option to go for a competitor product, but they, even after getting your product at a premium, they wanted to continue with mystery because they believe the customer support is very important. They can reach out to us with just 5 minutes, while a company which is in US, they may not be able to reach out to them in just 5 minutes.
Right.
So that's very important. So these are couple of things that I believe helps you retain companies and users.
Right. What are the different technologies you're using to scale your business? I believe AI must be one of them.
Um, so we internally use AI and natural language processing to basically build up our algorithms. So our algorithm mines public web data and then uses a NLP process to basically structure the unstructured data. So for example, if you search on Google, let's say you type marketing head of Flipkart, you will get so many of results. Now someone has to understand automatically whether the results that you've captured, what's the name of the person, and then whether the designation is accurate or not,
Right.
where is the number coming from. So that's where AI is used internally as a part of our product technology.
Right.
When it comes to scaling it, when it comes to growing the product, That's where we don't use any AI as such, because what we do is we have a automated flow of solutions. So the flow works like this: a person comes on our website and they discover we have a tool. They click on install tool. They simply go and install the tool. Automatically, the tool trial gets activated without there is no human intervention at this stage. They sign
Okay.
up and they see that the tool works. There is a demo video if they want to view the video. Then after that, they have finished the trial, and in the entire process, we send them periodically drip email campaigns. So the moment they sign up, they get an automated email from us,
Mm-hmm.
understanding, and we tell them, hey, welcome to EasyLeads, here is a demo video. If you want to watch it, here is a video that will help you understand what the tool can do. If you want to contact us directly, here is a reply to this email, or here is our direct number, just call us. And that's first welcome email that they get automatically when they sign up. After that, in we have a drip campaign that if they have finished halfway, if they have consumed half of the trial, or 3 days after, whichever is earlier, they get another email saying, hey, I just noticed you have tried the tool. Now, since you have already tried the tool for a bit period of time, if you have any questions regarding the accuracy, then just speak to us or contact us. PS, we give you 100% accuracy commitment. So, most of the people have the issues on the accuracy. So we already conveyed that through a drip email campaign. So then third email goes, if they finished all the credits of the trial, third email goes, which gives them an email information about the pricing plans. So that is how we created an entire automated flow of getting a person into our funnel, engaging them with drip campaigns until they want to talk to us or they automatically subscribe.
Right. So, Nitin, I'm sure you must have faced, biggest challenges while you were building this product. How did you overcome them? What were the learnings from the downfalls, if any?
I think the most important was building up an accurate data collection method, um, because it's not easy to find the direct contact numbers from public sources. So we spent almost 1.5 2 years just to get the perfect algorithm, in order to find, and that's scalable. Like, um, it's not easy to build just an algorithm. Algorithm could work, but if it's not scalable, you can't mine thousands of numbers every day, because there are millions of people in the world. You can't find numbers for everyone. You have to have a scalable system. I think that was the biggest problem, and the way we overcome is to keep on experimenting, keep on iterating every month. And while we were building the product, it was important for us to also keep the revenue coming in. So that
Right.
is where we started the service model. So if you look at our journey of Easy Leads initially, we were primarily a service company wherein we were building the database manually for customers and delivering them the data in Excel file. So that is where the tool was used internally with us. So our tool was used by us initially internally for almost 2 years.
Hmm.
After we have basically achieved the perfect sausage for the tool, and we were very confident that the tool can now be opened up for the public, that is when in January 2020 only we launched it for the public. So I think that was one of the challenge, wherein while you were building it, you have to keep running the fuel, and you need to understand the problems that you will face as a user. So we use the tool ourselves as a user and overcome all the problems.
All right. A quick question that comes to my mind is when you started building the product, how did you actually planned out your budget?
So honestly speaking, we didn't plan out any budget at all,
Hmm.
because the only thing that we needed for building up the tool was the right set of skill set, not the right amount of money
Hmm.
in our case, because it's not a hardware or it's not a manufacturing system that we need to build the tool, or perhaps a large production facility. What we needed was an algorithm, which can only be built if you know how to build an algorithm, and if you know the internal processes on how to use NLP. And the skill set was the more important part. So me and my co-founder Amit, we were working very hard on optimizing our AI and machine learning capability every week, every month. So that's the reason it took us time. Even if you would have invested a lot of money, I think it would not have solved the problem of building it faster.
Right. So, Nitin, how easy leads is different from other competitors. There are a plethora of tools already available with different pricing structures and different features they provide. But how easy leads stands out among others?
So there are many tools for lead generation, but first and foremost, what easily differentiate is the capability to provide the direct contact number. So there are tools which gives you emails, but not everyone has the capability to provide you the contact number. That's where first and foremost biggest advantage comes into picture. Although there are 2-3 more tools which gives you contact numbers as well, but how we differentiate from them also is by having a better coverage. So if you visit 100 profiles, coverage means how many people you can find number for. So ours is somewhere around 60-70%, especially for the Indian market is very high. So while if you look at the other tools, they may be somewhere around 40-50%. So that's one differentiation factor, that you can find more numbers through EasyLeads tool compared to the others. The second is the 100% accuracy commitment, as I said earlier. So we give you 100% accuracy commitment on all Indian contacts, which is not the case with anyone else. So you have more assurance and trust that you only pay for valid data. Third is the better pricing. Since we are local, we have optimized the price for Indian market. So we are around 30-40% lower in terms of the pricing compared to the other players who are international. And then fourth is support. So we are very obviously open and easy to reach out to compared to anyone else.
Right. One more question which comes to my mind right now is that, let us say I want to find someone on LinkedIn and I want a contact detail of that person. And since you said that there might be a possibility where their contact numbers are not provided in their profile, right? So,
Yeah.
are those details fetched from somewhere else on the internet, or is it some different set of procedure from your engine that fetch out the data?
So for a user, it's not different. For a user, the tool works the same, be it second connection, third connection, first connection without a number on the profile. The
Right.
tool works as a user for a tool. The tool works the same. Internally, there are different methods. So as soon as the person is clicking on find number on a specific profile, what the tool does is it's first of all looks up into our central database. If the number is available in our central database, it simply just fetches from there and then show or display it. If it is not available, then within like microsecond, 1 or 2 seconds, it starts to find number from the public web. That's where the algorithm comes into picture. The algorithm kicks in, starts using machine learning in the background. It happens so fast that within 1 or 2 seconds the number is returned.
Right. I think I would like to add one point here, since lead generation is has become very easy, with the presence of these tools. Also, since Game of Growth podcast focuses on engagement and retention and growth strategies, for anyone who looks out for the leads, they must have the proper knowledge of their audience. Until and unless they don't have the proper knowledge of their audience, I think from there the plans starts crashing down. So,
Yeah, I mean, of course. So as long as you are aware of your ideal customer profile, or the kind of audience who are most likely to buy your product or services, there is no point using any of the tool. I mean, no tool can give you. The tool is basically a medium or a catalyst or an engine that can basically take you from point A to point B.
right,
But if you don't even know what point A and point B are, it can't do anything.
right. Anything else that you would like to share with your fellow startup founders, or CEOs and budding entrepreneurs in terms of the business growth and sales?
Yeah, I think most important is the give first approach. I've seen a lot of people, if they send message to me or they reach out to me, the first and foremost thing that they do is pitch me. Or when you reach out to someone, I rather wanted to push them or reach out to them or engage with them by telling them about the industry they are in. For example, if I reach out to someone, I tell them, hey, this is an article that I've written. Hey, this is a free list of funded startups. This might be of help to you. So even if the content that I do is more about give first, I prefer to give them first. If they like it, they come back to me, ask for more information on what we do. So I think if growth and sales can be coupled up with give first approach,
Right.
and personal branding can be incorporated in that way, that would be one of the great advice I would say. People can simply use it for building up and growing up their business.
That's great. Thank you so much for this interesting session with you, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nitin Bajaj, founder and CEO of Easyleadz. We're coming up with more discussions and keep following our work. Give us feedback. Also, let us know what do you want ahead from the show. Thank you so much, Nitin.
Thank you.